What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode on the Bench Podcast, man. I'm your host, Ted. Today, I got to my right, my boy, P. How you doing?
What's going on? What's going on, man? How you feeling today, man?
Feeling good, man. Another EP in the books, man.
Yeah, another EP in the books, man. We rolling, man. We got a lot going on, man, especially for this episode, man. But let's go ahead and kick it off.
Yeah, for sure, man. Today, we got a skill developer, man, former NIA basketball player, man. A great coach, man. My guy, how you doing?
How we doing, my man? Everything good?
Everything good. We appreciate you for coming out, man.
Thank you guys for having me. Really a pleasure being here, you know.
Yeah, for sure, man. How was the drive?
Drive super easy. Actually, right now I'm staying 10 minutes from here. So
for
super
real?
easy. Yeah, I wasn't downtown. Usually I live downtown, but now I'm just staying close to here. So 10 minutes, super easy drive.
Oh, okay. That's smooth. That's
What's up, man. So I know for the people that's not watching, I already mentioned it a little bit briefly. Tell people more about you and what you do and everything
For sure.
about you, man.
Well, my name is Federico Gallinari. I grew up in Italy. I moved in the USA when I was 19 for basketball. I started in a prep school called Sunrise Christian Academy in Kansas. From there, got lucky enough to get a scholarship in Rochester University, which is very close to like 30 minutes from here. Did my years there, and then I started coaching very out of nowhere. It started as more, you know, when you have to get your credits for classes, you gotta treat somebody work, stuff like that. So it started like that, but it ended up being very successful with it. So after I graduated, I was able to get my foot at the door with the Pistons organization and stayed there for 4 years. So that's basically it.
That's what's up, man. So like during your time of like working in player development, what would you say like your highs and your lows? I know it's a tough grind.
No, of course. So I think at the beginning it's always kind of easy because, you know, I've always been a sponge. So you get all this information, you try to learn everything, and then it comes to the point where you have to show your work. The fun part, you know, always on a basketball court and everything. There are down part, and I think the most difficult part was probably that season that we all remember about the Detroit Pistons, where they had probably one of the worst seasons they ever had. You know, those kind of years, especially for coaching, is just difficult because the atmosphere is kind of low and the vibes are low. But luckily, after that, we're able to come back. But I would say that was probably the most the year where I grew the most, just because, you know, trying to figure out a way out of that, and it was an interesting year. But I think that was a very important year for me.
That's what's up, man.
So like you said, like, you know, like 2 years ago when the Pistons was on that long losing streak, and that was pretty much difficult around that. But you said that was a learning experience for you. So what was the things that you learned during that season? Okay,
yeah. So I think that a couple of things that I learned. The atmosphere in every job site, but like especially in basketball, the atmosphere, no matter what, if you're winning or losing, it should always be happy and high. Yeah. You know, we are in this building and in this business for the players. The players need to have the best experience and need to have the best attitude possible. And you as a coach, it's your work and it's your job to always bring that. And I think sometimes we lack of that, but we were able then to understand it and come back the year after with a better attitude towards all of this. So
okay. And wait, you was there for last season, not this past season, but last season as well.
Yeah, last season as well. Yeah.
So
this past season I was there.
Okay, so that next season, you know, went straight to the 6th seed. So how was that experience then, coming from the previous season? Now the room is a bit, you know, lifted a little bit. The spirits is a little bit high. So how is that experience?
So I think there was a huge change. You know, the front office made some changes. They made changes with the staffing coach and all that, coaching staff. Sorry, and I think that JB brought in fresh air. He's a very personable guy. He's very good with the players. He's able to talk to them. He's able to kind of have stuff in common with the players, and they were able to trust him. But they always ask him, like, what was the thing that bring you guys from, you know, winning not even 20 games to winning like 60 games? There is not much to it. It's more about the process. You know, he was able to get the players to trust him and to follow his ideas and his philosophy. And that's basically it. You know what I mean? You have so much talent in the NBA that all these teams, sometimes you might say, oh, this team is not good. But right now in the NBA, every team is very good. And the difference is not about the talent. It's the difference about the consistency and how much those players trust each other and trust the coaching staff. And I think that was the biggest change from the bad year to the new year.
So pretty much everybody just bought in.
Yeah, exactly.
It was just like
especially now people like Cade, JD, those guys, they have a huge effect and leadership on the team. They were able, to lock in and trust the coach. So that's huge, because once you do that, all the players behind you are gonna follow you just because you're the all-star player,
Exactly.
Yeah, that was a good season though. I kept trying to tell him, man, he liked to be a bandwagon. When we winning, David contested it. When we winning, he on. When we losing, I kept
we can go all day about this, but
here's
the thing. You can be a critique to your own team, So if certain players not playing to a certain standard, you can critique them and say, hey,
but he leads the team though.
I don't lead the team.
He gonna talk all this bullshit. He leads the team. He leads the team. But no, I think the Pistons had definitely, like you said, like I can tell the shift of the culture though. You know what I'm saying? They was playing
100%.
different. You know what I'm saying? Cade was actually playing like an all-star guard. You know what I'm saying? When he first, I feel like when Cade first got there, I can see the potential. But I seen Cade he was still timid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
And he was smaller. But obviously that comes with development, working on your game and stuff like that. Then I remember, because I used to go to a lot of games, even when Dwayne Casey was the head coach. And
that was my first year. My first year with the Pistons, I was with the G League, but the head coach of the Pistons was Dwayne Casey.
Yeah.
Great guy. Super close to him, and he's a great guy. He had very good career. So he's one of the top coaches. So great guy for real.
So how would you say to the people that's watching, I know the aspiring coaches, training, player development guys, what would you say that process from moving up from the G League, you know what I'm saying, going up to getting called up to the 14?
So for me, it was still I'm still early in my career, but it was still early, the first 2 years. And the one thing that, talking to my brother, my brother spent a long time in the NBA, was listen, you're going to learn with your experience, but a couple of things that you always have to bring is good attitude, willing to work, and be consistent and professional, right? Don't be late, because if you're late as a coach, not good. You got to set an example no matter what. Always smile. You might have everything going on in your life, but you go in the gym, you bring the energy, you smile every time. And just be there, because availability is very good for players. It's also as important for coaches. Be available for every guy that is in there. Even if nobody says nothing, just be there. So those years I spent summers literally just going to the gym, and if there was nobody there, maybe I would stay to the gym for 4 hours, 5 hours in my office working out, do my stuff, and then maybe one player comes in and he doesn't expect anybody to be there, but I'm there helping out. And then the same happened, and you're in there, and maybe the head coach that day just come in and look around who's there. I spent summers there every day, and I think that just allowed me to show my my working culture and my consistency, and that allowed me then to be promoted to the main staff, which was huge for me.
That's what's up. I used to go to some of the Cruise games. Shout out to my guy Marcus Stout. You know what I'm saying?
Real Stout, good. I gotta say Stout. I think Stout is the coach that taught me the most.
Yeah.
I started my career next to him, and I've been with him for the entire time I was with the Pistons. So, and I think he's probably the best player development guy I've seen in a long time. I think he's a great resource for the entire Detroit, the entire Michigan. And I think he's going to have a great career, and just huge blessings for him, my man.
Yeah, for real. Stout is real good, man. I remember watching him train even, before he got to the Pistons, pick and roll.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He know what he's talking about, man.
Yeah,
he one of the best.
And he's great for the community too. He does, basketball camps, stuff like that. He's free.
Yeah.
So he allows you to come there, understand his work, understand what he does on the court. He's an incredible person. So he's always been super close to him. So great guy. You should bring him here sometimes.
Yeah, for sure,
man.
I'm gonna hit him up, man.
Don't try.
I'm gonna hit him up. I ain't talked to Stout in a little minute. I mean, last time I talked to Stout was a few months ago, I'll say. You know what I'm saying? It was real quick, but I'm gonna definitely bring him on.
100%, 100%.
Good people, man. Real good people, man. Definitely know what we talking about.
Detroit native, baby.
Yeah, Detroit native, man. For real. So I know we talked a little bit about the Pistons or whatnot. I want to take away from the Pistons a little bit, but talk about player development as a whole. What are some things you work on, with player development? I know the game now is a lot of pick and rolls, a lot of NBA is a lot of DHOs.
Right.
So even in the collegiate game, a lot of DHOs, pick and rolls. What would you specialize in if it not just a kid, but if a player a collegiate player coming to you, no matter what level, NAIA, D3, JUCO, whatever, so they want to get better at their game as a guard?
So the first thing that I usually do is kind of to have an idea what kind of player you have in your hand. If you have a big guy, you probably don't do pick and roll stuff as a handler. You do pick and roll stuff as a screener. So you look at the guy that you have, you try to see what can translate in the NBA for him. Not every person that comes out of college is a superstar. They can do everything. As soon as they get to the NBA, they have their team handed to them. It doesn't work like that. Most of the guys, they have to be role players. They got to bring the stuff that people sometimes do not like. Play defense, go get rebounds, and pass the ball. Sometimes that's what you have to do. So when you talk to those guys, the first thing you have to do, you have to be real with them. Like, if you want to be in the NBA, you have to do this, this, and that. And once you have that down with the type of player that you have, you start working on those. I specialize in shooting. I specialize with stretch forward. So with those 3, 4, and also 5s that can shoot, can space the floor. So I like to work with these kind of guys. And when I have those guys in my hands, I kind of trying to show them the stuff they don't really like, sometimes spacing they don't understand. Maybe they have a big guy that can shoot, but in college it's always been inside the paint.
Right,
But he actually
yeah.
can shoot. So you got to develop his understanding of working in front of the basket instead of his back to the basket, which is a complete different game.
Right.
So sometimes it's that. Sometimes it might be, he's a very good stretch 4, but he's not a very good shooter. And he's a very good slasher at the rim. So perfect. Then we start working on the spacing where he can go get his offensive rebound, where he can go and tip the ball in, where he can attack the rim, create, double gets for him to attack. So that kind of stuff is just more related to the player. What can translate in the NBA for this college player,
So, like, what's your approach for, I won't say young players, but for rookies coming in? Say if a rookie, is used to playing a certain way at his college he's coming from. Now he's getting drafted. Now he has to adjust his game. Because I hear a lot, how you played at a collegiate level is not the same in the professional level or in NBA, especially depending on what team you go to.
Right.
You're going to have to adjust. So what's your approach for rookies?
So the most important thing that those guys need to understand, you got there for a reason.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's not because of what I'm telling you, it's because of what you did until now. So don't forget that what you did until now got you to this point. You got to continue, keep doing it. What we're going to do now in the NBA is teaching you a little bit more how to be more disciplined is the good stuff that you can do. You know what I mean? You're very good in, I know it's difficult, but you're very good in mid-range right now. Mid-range is not a game that a lot of these NBA teams really approve. But if you're good at it, you can find spots where you can get to your mid-range and still not get, this is not a good shot for you or stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you should not go on the court and force shots, because we know you might make those shots, but they're forced shots, they're not good for the team. So it's more teaching them the way to implement their game in the NBA game.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree though. Like you mentioned, man, a lot of things don't translate. Like for example, there's no disrespect to people that play lower level basketball. Like you can be a 6'5" in a NAIA, but in reality, you go to Division I, Division II, you're a guard.
Right.
Same thing with high school.
100%.
You can be 5'11" on a high school varsity team, throw you in the center, but then when you get to the next level, you a 1, strictly a 1.
100%. And that's one of the things that I always try to talk to with young coaches. Like, if you have a young guy that looks like he can be a good big, don't only work with him about big stuff. Try to make him understand and develop stuff outside the three-point line too. Because maybe 6'5", as you said, 6'5" for NAI is great, you're a great big. Right. Now you get D1, 6'5" is not enough to be a big. You're going to get bumped around. You might need to play the 4, you might need to play the 3. But you have to be ready for that. So that comes from when you were young, and I think that's why I really like the European school when you're young, because you learn so many fundamentals compared to the USA. When you're young, of course, you learn how to play one-on-one. You start playing pick and roll at 10 years old, which to me is out of my mind. Like, in Europe, we don't do that. You don't start playing pick and roll by rules until you're 14, 15 years old.
Wow.
So that's a difference. And I think that everything should start when they're young, trying to make them experience all different positions on the court, because you never know this kid will be in 10 years. It's 14 years old, he might have that size. At 24 years old, he's going to have a different size. He had to do completely different things. And since you did not teach him when he was young, now it's very difficult for him to pick it up. Exactly. And he might doesn't get the same opportunities as he could get if he worked on that when he was younger. So I think that should start a little bit earlier with those guys, that instead of keeping those players in a little bubble, make them experience a little bit more. You know what I mean? Why not have a guard try to learn a little bit how to play in the post?
Yeah,
true.
Because then you have players in the Eastern and the NBA, big guards. You have Cade.
Okay, 6'7"
You have Cade that likes to
guard.
play in the post.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
If you look at Dennis Schroeder, as small as he would get to the post, maybe to just pass the ball out, but he knew how to move in the post.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
and I kind of want to touch on that in a sense where because basically you're saying you kind of want to kind of expand your game out depending, you know, on your position. So I know there's a lot of like this discourse about the big point guard, like Kate Cunningham's a 6'7" point guard. We got like, you know, these tall point guards. So what's the thing on that? Like, or do you think the point guard position is going back to the original ways, or do you think it's going to stay this way, or it's going to elevate? What is your thing on that?
I think that right now it's tough to say because you see people like Jokic.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes, he's point guard, but then the play runs through him. You know what I mean? So it becomes, you know, the point forward. So I feel like nowadays, if you have a guard that is able to, you know, handle the team, call the plays, and figure out the rhythm of the game in the situation that he's at, it's very important. And those guards are very rare to find. But most of the time, you might have another player in your starting five or in your five around the court that is able to handle all of that, but he needs to have somebody to bring the ball up.
Right.
So I feel like the NBA loves those big guards because they just like, they're big guards. They have a lot of advantage. They can handle the ball. They look nice and they go get their basket. They can move the players around them. And you might see those smaller guys there. All they need to do is to bring the ball up and then they pass it to the superstar.
Right.
So I think it's a very important role. There is a lot of study in it, but some other times you just put a point guard, but you have another guy running the action for the point guard, just the point guard just to bring the ball up.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah, I agree. I like big guards too. Like
Yeah,
I
you love them.
Yeah, big guards, man. I even consider Halliburton a big guard. A lot of people don't say Halliburton not a big guard. So what would you say, like, not obviously not being biased, it's like as a coach, player development, like not you know, a fan or not. Who would you say like your top guards on the East?
On the
Point
East,
guards, yeah.
we got, I think, Cade, huge. Shea. Is it on the East?
Yeah, East. Well, no, you can do whole league. You can do whole league. Top five.
Top five.
In order.
Cade. Shea. Oh, the third one is a tough one. I gotta think about this one. Who do you have as third one?
As number one or my
Wait,
whole five?
point guard overall in the league?
Yeah, right now.
Oh, no, third.
Big point guards though.
Big point guards.
Big
Oh,
point guard. I'm
You
going,
consider Shea a big point guard?
He like 6'4", 6'5"?
I won't consider him.
Nah, not big.
I go. If healthy, I go Cade, Halliburton. Like you said, damn,
It's just
third
tough
one.
it's just tough to think about a big point guard because big point guard, Cade is a big point guard.
Yeah.
But there are not many point guards that are like big as Cade.
Yeah, that's what I'm
He
saying.
might be the biggest.
He is probably the biggest point guard. I can't think of no other point guard bigger than Cade. Like 6'7",
Because-
bulky.
You also have players like LeBron bringing the ball up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's not a point guard. But when he brings the ball up, what is it at that point? Is it a point guard? Probably.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's difficult to say. If I just thinking about actual point guard, just good point guard without thinking about big point guard, I love Luka. I love
Luka,
Cade
yeah.
and Shea. Yeah, these are my three
Shea.
point guards for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I think you gotta. We're not talking big point guards overall. I think you gotta put Brunson in there.
Yeah,
too.
Brunson. You got to put
Brunson.
Brunson.
Brunson
Sure.
did hold his own.
He
Brunson,
hold his
wow,
own.
I didn't even think about it.
6'1",
Brunson,
6'2", 6'1".
Yeah,
Held his own,
Brunson
man.
player ever,
Yeah.
man.
Brunson hold his own, man. So what about what you say like shooters? Like not like shooters that like strictly shoot, not putting the ball on the floor like a Duncan Robinson, like a Klay Thompson. I got that pretty much run on screens like a Rip Hamilton. Like what would you say like your top?
My
Top
top.
shooters.
So I would actually put Duncan Robinson. One of the guys doesn't really put the ball on the floor.
Yeah.
He doesn't put in much, but I think he can come off screens very, very good. Who was the other one for the Spurs? Was that Vassell or Castle? Oh, Champagne? Castle? Champagne?
Yeah,
Champagne? Oh, he
yeah, shoot the
cold.
blood out the ball.
Champagne.
Oh, shooting blood out the ball.
Blood out that bitch.
My guy here knows every step possible. Maybe, so, Vassell was good. Castle was good. Who else we can put out there? Oh, Merrill. Sam Merrill.
Sam Merrill, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cavs.
Cavs.
Hey, listen, when I was starting the G League. He started playing the G League that year too. Played against us, dropped 40. No problem. Couldn't miss from 3-point. But his clip is insane. When you see him working out, you see coming off these screens, the quickness he gets to his shot is insane. Insane.
And that's the thing, like, you know, like you said, like the quickness of his shot was insane. And here's my thing. I see a lot of these one-on-one basketball players like Nas and who else? What's the next one-on-one basketball player that's like famous? But like
those like the one that play
Chapter
one-on-one.
one.
yeah.
There is the white guy with all the tattoos. What's his name? MK.
Yeah.
MK.
And like, do you think those dudes are like physically can't compete against an NBA caliber player?
I don't
think so.
They might get a couple of buckets on 10 possessions, but even just me thinking, if I even think about playing one-on-one and I have Ausar Thompson in front of me,
Right.
that he actually wants to play defense 100%, I don't think he can dribble the ball once.
Ausar Thompson is a generational defender.
Yeah, but it's just like him. They have last year I had Wood, Javante Green.
Oh yeah, Javante Green. 3 and D.
Try to dribble the ball in front of me one time if you don't protect the ball. He's gonna like eat that ball out of you. You know what I mean? So it's like the one-on-one players, they have their thing. It's a different type of game and everything. But I think if you put those guys in front of them, there is still difference. There is still a huge difference. You know what I mean?
Huge difference because I think the game goes by you only get 3 dribbles. Yeah, and like I remember Austin Rivers was like, "Yo, like because they called out Austin Rivers, and he was like, "Yo, if I get 3 dribbles, then shoot, it's Christmas."
Yeah, like, all these guys really like. Some of these guys are good enough. I would say like Tobias Harris is good enough to beat you one dribble, maybe. Maybe.
Tobias,
maybe.
Shout out to Tobias.
I will play one-on-one with him on the court to train him and everything. He's like, bro, play one-on-one with me. And I'm telling you, I was guarding him this distance with me and the mic was me and his face. Get the shut up, no problem.
A lot of people don't put a lot of respect on Tobias. I feel like Tobias is that vet, man, that vet, he may not give you 30 or not. He not, you know what I'm saying? He gonna give you the 14. Yeah, he played the hell out of his role.
Yeah.
Like Tobias Harris played the hell out of his role.
100%. And I think a lot of like people, journalists, they will throw best stuff about him or in the playoff that is not like that, it's not like that. But I think they honestly have not been around him every day. They don't know him as much as people that work with him know him.
Yeah.
He's an incredible vet. For the team that the Pistons had last year, it was phenomenal. He taught all those guys professionalism. And when we needed him to step up during the playoff, he stepped up during the playoff.
He did.
Yeah, he did. Tobias did. Yeah.
He did.
When we needed a basket at the last second and Cade had to pass the ball, Tobias was ready to take those shots. And that was his role. Every day we talk to the players. If there was some issues, he would sit down with the player and talk to them. So he has the vet, presence that, allowed him to have the career that he had. You know what I mean? And that's why he's still with the Spurs now.
The Spurs, man.
Yeah, still in the league.
You can see all these guys that like, why would a team get Tobias Harris when you can go at a younger player that moves better,
Right.
is more athletic, and he can beat Tobias. But why you get Tobias? Because you have a veteran presence of a good person, first of all, that can teach your young players how to become champions. So I think that's a huge asset for those teams right now.
And speaking of Tobias, Tobias is the richest. I think he is the richest now All-Star. Where he was years ago.
I think the top 3 was Bobby Porter.
Damn, Bobby Porter's never been an All-Star.
I think he might have more career earnings than.
Hold on, Bobby Porter was an All-Star one year?
I don't think so. I was thinking. I was actually checking that stat. I was checking the stat you're talking about. I checked it like a week ago.
The richest now All-Star.
Richest non All-Star.
So it's Bobby Porter. Who else?
Bobby Porter, Tobias Harris.
Tobias.
The third one would be Danilo Gallinari, which is my older brother.
Oh yeah, your brother Gallinari. Yeah. Damn, your brother won the All-Star?
He did only a 3-point shooting competition, but he's not an All-Star.
I remember seeing
All-Star. Okay.
Yeah.
That's not considered All-Star.
Yeah.
It's just considered, you're not an All-Star team. And so.
Damn.
We got to double check on Bobby Portis, but I'm pretty sure.
Bobby Portis can shoot the he's straight, man.
Yeah.
Straight, man.
Stretch forward.
NBA champion, man. For the
All
Bucks.
those guys made over 200 million like in career earnings without making an All-Star.
Damn.
But I mean, I would say Tobias Harris has made more money than a lot of people that made the All-Star.
Yeah.
Damn, that's
but
true.
he's been in the league for how many years now? 14, 15?
For 15 years, yeah.
Yeah, Tobias, he stayed like consistent though. I used to like Tobias' game when he first got drafted to Milwaukee, then Orlando, and Tobias, back then he was moving like I won't say he was moving like Boncaro, but he was moving a little bit. He was like more like
faster, he could attack.
quicker, and that 12 feet. Get the ball on the 12 feet, get in the mid-range, go to work.
I think I told him that, but I showed Tobias clips to some of my players.
Oh,
that maybe have similar roles or they gotta do similar things. Tobias, when he was younger, first couple of years in the league, it was incredible to watch. You know what I mean?
He was, man. And he was able to jump.
Yeah,
he was able to jump. Even when he was at Tennessee, in Tennessee he couldn't really shoot like that. You know what I'm saying?
He got a couple of dunks this year too.
Yeah.
He always celebrate when he gets up there.
Yeah, he got up there a few times. So like, besides like speaking to Tobias Harris, like what would you say what makes a good vet? Like what makes a good vet?
I think so. Good vet. First of all, they need to have a good personality. That's one of my first things. Like you have to be good with front office, good with coaches, and understand the business. You know what I mean? You gotta understand the business because you're the one that has to explain it to all these guys. Besides being an example, be on time, do your work. You know what I mean? So you can set an example for those guys. I think with the new generation, the most important thing is that they have somebody that talks to them that experience what they're experiencing right now. That's why sometimes as a coach, I can talk to a player, but my voice can go in one ear and get out of the other one. But if I have another player next to me that tell the same player the same thing that I told the player, just from another player resonates a little bit more. Right. Just because they have to have the same experience, right? So a vet that is willing to do that, a vet that is willing to talk to the coach and understand the coach, trust the coach, and explains the philosophy to the team is very important. So I think these are, and vet that doesn't complain if he doesn't play. Because some vets, there is a part of their career where you have to decide to be a vet. And I think, for example, sometimes Carmelo Anthony, I think, had issues sometimes.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. He didn't want to take the vet minimum.
Right now, for example, LeBron, I hope right now understand that he's a vet. So you're not the second option no more. You might not even be the third option.
Hold on. I'm not going to be a bandwagon of LeBron, but let me ask you this: I'll pick your brain. You don't think LeBron can be a second option no more?
No, I don't think he should be a second option.
Even on a ass team, like a Charlotte or something like that. You don't think he can be no Miles Bridges or no?
I mean,
what about the fourth option at least?
Fourth option.
Oh yeah, fourth option, easy.
Fourth option for sure. Even second, I can't.
You don't think he still got 20
because
in him?
To me, he has 20. I understand that, but to me, I'm huge on defense too. If you drop 20, but you're the guy that you're guarding, they drop 35 on you. Like you're not
true.
Worth for me
your
to
ratio.
be on the court.
Yeah.
Right. So that's important for me. So to me, you're not a second option because you don't bring not because you don't want to, but because your body doesn't allow you to do that much anymore. Your defense intensity.
Right.
As a second option. You know what I mean? I think that's very important. He's very smart. He studies the game and, he's always like steps ahead and everything. I just, right now, at the point of his career, I wouldn't grab him as a second option.
I mean,
that's understandable.
Now he with Philly because it's like now you got Tyrese, Jaylen Brown, Joel Embiid still there. You got VJ.
Yeah.
And it's like,
right now, I think that's why right now I feel like he understood that he's raw.
Yeah. And
I think he said it. He said it's not for money. It's more, to be around people that are like have the same culture or the same, they grew up the same as me. So I think his role is going to be very important as a vet role.
Right, exactly.
As a championship-minded guy. Explain how to get there if you guys really want to get there. Because it's not easy to win in the NBA.
It's not.
And especially, once you get.
And then you say that. I'm glad you say it's not easy to win the NBA. We haven't had a back-to-back championship since the Warriors.
Yeah.
Since 2017, 2018. So what's the reason?
We're talking about one of the best team ever assembled in the NBA.
So what do you think the reason is why we have a new champion every year?
I think because there is a lot of talent coming in. And for whatever reason, in the last, I would say 5, almost to 10 years, you see those second round picks that nobody really know about it and they just blew up.
Facts.
So I feel like that might be one of the reasons why we have so much talent that is just different right now.
Yeah, man.
So
how teams are just kind of built, everything,
and everything, and it's just that's just like huge, and I think all these players are able to come in, and this new generation, even if people might think he's a little bit soft, alright, this new generation got like hunger in them. They got their fire in them. I've seen all these rookies talking about defense first.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that in a long time.
Right. So Oh, go ahead. Go. I didn't even cut you off, because I was
No,
gonna,
go ahead.
I was gonna ask you, because like you said, the rookies in here having that, that work ethic, and like you said, they say defense first. So I kind of want to bring up like guys like Dylan Harper, a rookie that played like a vet in the finals. So it's like,
Incredible guy, bro.
what is like, especially like with this rookie class coming in, I feel like this is probably the best rookie class since when? Like,
Yeah, it's been
a minute.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's stacked.
Since a minute.
Yeah, it's stacked from first to second round.
Yeah,
So
it's stacked.
So like, what is your like your rookie to look out for? Like,
So I think who's that? The rookie for the Bulls? Who's that? Cobb's his last name?
for the
When
Bulls,
the Bulls, the kid for the Bulls.
Caleb Wilson.
I think. Yeah, there we go. Caleb Wilson. His
Yeah, Bucky's
mentality
tough.
is incredible.
Yeah,
Even if sometimes, and by the way, he was not shooting the ball in college. Now he went to the summer league and he's shooting it, and he's shooting it very well. And we gotta watch out for him. Boozer seems like he's got some into him. The guy that played for Michigan, Luxembourg.
Yaxel.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, for the
I
Warriors.
think he's got something in him. So you can see just those guys bring the intensity and the mentality. And I think, I don't know these guys personally, but I have an example. Like I work with Dennis Jenkins.
Okay.
Like a crazy story from a two-way with the Pistons to full-on NBA contract. This guy asked to play in the G League the first year. He asked if he can get his reps in the G League. You want to make sure he get his work done. His mentality every day, it was I get my work done in the morning with the coaches, and night I come back. He didn't tell nobody he was coming back. I know he was coming back. You can see in the cameras. He wouldn't tell nobody. He'll come back, get his work done. Go home. He's got his trainer there. Did an incredible job with him this entire time. And you can see the people with that kind of mentality.
Right.
They look at you, and he's not like, he's looking at you like, I'm going to find a solution. You're going to help me. I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to find a solution and work on it. You can see these steps have been incredible. He's always being ready when the opportunity comes up. And now the Pistons have to keep him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
So I think he was one of the best examples that I had in my hands for a couple of years.
And he did step up, man. Jenkins did step up for sure. Then also, I'll say 1 year Sasser stepped up too. People forget about Sasser.
That's incredible because Sassy's been in the league for how many years?
Like three?
Three or four?
What, was it 3 or 4?
3 years.
Or I think 4. 1 or 2, 3
4,
or 4.
right?
Yeah.
Never been a super rotation guy. Sometimes he's in the rotation, sometimes he's out. But every time I got called up, he's ready. Every time he's in the gym, getting ready. Attitude, always smiling. Never had an issue. Never had an all-star request. Oh, can you get me this? Can you get me that? Never. Those guys are the ones that, even if they don't play as a team, as a coach, you want to have them around. You want to have them around because they have a good attitude, even if sometimes they don't get the minutes that they hope for. And I think this next opportunity for him is going to be huge.
It is. He's going to the Mavericks, so
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he on the Mavs.
yeah. So he's going to.
Because who on that Mavs team is Klay Thompson, Kyrie. He going to learn a lot from Kyrie.
Yeah.
Coop. Oh yeah, he's going to have all-star year.
Flag,
This.
yeah.
Coop,
Think so?
I really hope so. I kind of want to.
He a big ass guard too.
Biggest guard.
Yeah.
I want to try to understand his mentality a little bit more. I never was able to, listen to him or his, press conference stuff like that. But if he's got the mentality for it, he can be very good, bro. He can be very good.
Yeah, he was 6'9".
He grew to like 6'11" or
Yeah.
something.
Oh, 60. Damn.
It's 11.
6'11".
The guard.
Big. That boy getting
Yeah.
big.
Yeah, that boy is big, man. But before we appreciate you coming out, man.
I appreciate
before
you guys.
before the EPN, man, would you like leave any words of encouragement for the people that's watching, or anything you'd like to say for the people?
I think that, I would say for the young guys that you try to play basketball or maybe get into coaching or anything like that, just it's important to stay hungry. It's important to look out for opportunities. Don't wait for somebody to come to you. Put your name out there. Be annoying, man. Ask questions. Be around people. Bother them because in 5 to 10 years, they're not going to remember the guy that was sitting in the back and just listening. They're going to remember the guy that was bothering, asking questions all the time. So, stay hungry, keep working, keep working hard, stay consistent, and you're going to go through up and down. But the most important thing is just stay stable, right? Your emotional cannot get too high, cannot get too low. Stay stable.
I like that, man. That's another EP, man, on the Bench Podcast. My
sir.
boy Evie in the cut.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you for coming on the show, man.
Appreciate you.
That's another EP on the Bench Podcast.
I